Hi, my name is Brittany Palacastro, and I am the founder and director of Beyond Asana. And I just want to take a moment to talk about my upcoming training. So it's the Beyond Asana Advanced Teacher Training Intensive. It is a 40-hour intensive that goes along 5 days, every day. So it's April 20th, which is a Wednesday, until Sunday, April 24th, from 9 to 5 each day. And in this time, we are going to explore the aspects of being a yoga teacher that really help to transform your teaching from just teaching a yoga class to really teaching a yoga class that offers an experience and transforms lives. And so I've been teaching for over almost 13 years. And in that time, I've had the opportunity to really pick out some really powerful modalities, from Osho to working with Ramana Killer, who's actually a part of this training, which is amazing, to study in India, to travel around the world. And, that coupled with the yoga training that I've done has really offered me the opportunity to go much deeper into this practice myself and to really live it authentically, and then to offer that in a way to my students that is from my authentic experience, my voice, and really my passions, like what I'm really interested in this world. Which isn't necessarily just the asana, right? Just landing a handstand. It's much deeper than that for me, and really for the students that I draw in. Right, so in this training, really I like to say that this training is about the energetics, but not the fluffy woo-woo energetics, but taking the energetics of this yoga practice and the energetics of being a yoga teacher and grounding that information in a way that is very tangible and will give you the tools to take your teaching and really your practice to a whole different level, right? But it's not about being up here with it, right? It's about grounding it so that you can use it every single day, right? Not just when you want to get woo-woo. Okay, so let's talk about what is in this training. This training is broken down into several modules, right? So 5 modules are with me, and then 2 modules are with 2 amazing guest teachers, which I'll tell you about in a couple moments. So the first module is advanced sequencing. So advanced sequencing isn't necessarily how to teach advanced postures, right? That's not actually what this is. Advanced sequencing is going to be broken down into 3 different segments. It's alignment-based sequencing, right? So how to create yoga sequences that are really honoring your students' bodies. For example, you don't want to stack too many internally and externally rotated poses, right? Because of what that can do to the body, right? So we'll talk about things like that and look at the body in a way of how can we create alignment-based sequencing that not only protects the student but also informs the student. Right? Then we'll be going on to creative sequencing, and again, though, this is the idea of how can you create a sequence that is inspiring and creative and fun and very interesting without taxing the joints, right? Without putting 15 postures on one side, without any strategic breaks in the middle, with just focusing all on one leg. So this is how to safely create creative sequencing that inspires and also offers your students safety. And then there's really simple ways to do that, right? Certain postures that you can put in the middle of it, and how you build kind of from the ground up to create these sequences. And then the third step of this is intuitive sequencing. So for me, I teach intuitively most of the time, and by that I mean that I make it a point to really tap into source and allow source to flow through me as I'm teaching, and to give me that inspiration of what I'm supposed to be doing without really using the rational mind too much. So we're going to be working on some practices to help develop your intuition, if that is something you're really interested in moving into. Not having a plan and just coming in, and really not just that though, but tapping into the energy of the room. So the next part is the energetics of being a yoga teacher. So for me, this is the most important piece of this training. because I find that it is so easy for yoga teachers to really tax themselves and their bodies. And this is about how to create healthy boundaries in your yoga class, understanding the role that you take as a yoga teacher, and all the other things that people often can project onto us. This is also going to be a time where we're going to talk about working with our own triggers, right? So for example, if somebody's in a class that triggers you, like what to do with that. And we'll be working in different exercises with things like that. Also creating self-care practices around honoring the energy that you put out on a regular basis, especially if you're popping around to several different studios. Right? So for me, this is one of the kind of most important pieces to really help create a really strong and powerful, but also vulnerable teacher. The next piece is the energetics of teaching a yoga class, right? So this is like all the behind the scenes stuff that your students don't know about, right? For me, everything that I do and I say and how I place the mats in the room and the music that I use and the lighting, everything creates the experience, because it does. It's all part of the experience. So this is about how to hone in on all of these different aspects and use them to create a powerful and transformative experience every single time. And in this, we'll spend some time on really kind of using your own kind of chutzpah, right? Like what your stuff, your juice, whatever that is, and incorporating that in a way that's not just kind of on the surface, but goes behind the scenes. Here we'll also be working on creative and integrative playlists for, depending on what your theme is and what you're trying to do. We'll also be focusing on theming in this and how to create themes that really inspire and transform. Next, we'll be focusing on teaching with the chakras. So I love teaching the chakras. I teach the chakras in our teacher training, the 200-hour teacher training that we do. And this is a really important piece, again, behind the scenes, as most of this training is. It's kind of the behind the scenes work. In this, so I want people to come to this training who already have an understanding of what the chakras are. So, like, that the 7 main chakras, the parts of the body that they're related to, and you understand kind of a little bit of how to work with them, perhaps in your own body. But here we're going to be taking it deeper and talking about different energetic practices, different postures, different flows, different pranayama exercises that can be connected to each of these chakras, chants, all kinds of stuff that we can do to basically create a class that is inspired by these chakras in obvious ways, right? Like, I want to work on the 3rd chakra, what am I going to do? But then in not so obvious ways, right? Like, if your theme was purification, right? Or if your theme was empowerment, like what chakra would we pick, and stuff of that nature, right? So it's like how to use the chakras to really tap in and create a really powerful yoga class for your students. And then finally, we'll be focusing on something that is starting to receive more play and more recognition, but I still feel like as a yoga community, there's a lot more work to be done here, and that is creating your brand, your platform, and your business. Marketing is a part of putting yourself out there. I think it, for some, it's less scary than it used to be, but there is a way and a science behind how to put yourself out into the world authentically, right? So that's like that to honor you. So we're going to take a lot of time to focus on ways to create first your brand. Like what do you want to say as a yoga teacher? How do you want to put yourself out there? Do you want to use your name? Do you want to, like BrittanyPalacastroYoga.com, which is not what I do. Do you want to create something like I did Beyond Asana? Or is there something else that you want to do to put yourself out there, right? So we'll be focusing on that a little bit, some brainstorming, some creative conversation around that. And then we'll also be focusing on, like different ways to build a newsletter, right? So something called lead magnets, which some of you might know about. So ways to offer free and fun things like a meditation or a yoga practice to entice people to sign up for your newsletter, and then what to do once you create a newsletter, how to create something that's consistent and inspiring and fun so people actually want to be a part of it, right? Not just like, oh, it's an email, whatever. So we're going to focus a lot on that. And then you're gonna get some amazing guest teachers. So the first teacher is Nancy Elias, otherwise known as Nan. She is very powerful in the Montgomery area and the Montgomery County area and the Philadelphia area. And many of my students and teachers that I know have seen her. She is a amazing healer, shamanic healer. I've worked with her. I worked with her for quite some time. She is going to be doing an amazing piece that she's very excited about called Protecting and Clearing Yourself Energetically. So this is going to focus on, it's going to go deeper, a little bit deeper than what we do when I focus on the energetics of being a yoga teacher. She is going to specifically focus on how to clear your energy on a consistent basis, like daily, and how to also clear the spaces that you're in, as well as how to, like, quick, easy practices that you can do if you need to get grounded, right? So this piece is so important. I see so many yoga teachers are just like, they're just taxing themselves, right? They're just burning themselves out. And a lot of it has to do with the energy that we take on a regular basis that we might not even recognize, right? There's, like I said before, students that are projecting on us, pouring their stuff on us, or even not projecting towards us, but it's still there. And, you know, a lot of yoga teachers are very open and are empathic, right? They take on a lot of stuff. So this is kind of this idea of how to not only kind of protect yourself a little bit, but also how to clear yourself every single day, right? So that's our first guest teacher. And our second guest teacher is Sophie Simpson, who is the founder of Blue Banyan Yoga. She is an amazing, very gifted and skilled yoga teacher. And she is going to be focusing on understanding the endocrine and nervous system in the yoga practice. So as a yoga teacher, understanding these two systems in the body can be such a powerful tool to really connecting the dots for the student. They don't have to know, right, that you're necessarily doing it, but this is when we start to get into the deeper kind of energetic practice of the prana and how to use these practices and these different kind of modalities, which she's going to teach you and to talk about, to really create a practice that doesn't just kind of jack someone up, right, jack up their nervous system, but really starts to calm them down, calm your students down, because so often we are overworked and overtaxed and overworried, and that takes such a toll on the systems in our body, especially our nervous system. So this is going to be this opportunity to get just a deeper understanding of these systems and the modalities that kind of connect to the yoga practice, right? So this is basically what the training is about, and I'm so excited to offer this. This has been brewing in my heart for quite some time. I've been teaching the Beyond Asana yoga teacher training, the 200-hour training with Maura Manzo for 4 years now. And for me, this feels like a time to really offer something deeper and something more. So this training is for yoga teachers who have been teaching it at least a year or have taken the Beyond Asana yoga teacher training. And this training is really for those of you who want to go deeper, right, who are looking for a way to tap into a deeper current that is available to all of us that can not only take your practice and your teaching deeper, but your life deeper. This is going to be a powerful training, a powerful workshop. We're going to dig deep. There's going to be a combination of yoga practice. Every morning we'll practice different exercises, different lectures. We'll be working on so many different ways to kind of hit all the ways that people learn, right? Because there's lots of ways to learn. There'll be games, there'll be practice teaching. It's going to be a pretty chock full time. There are payment plans available. There's also an early bird pricing. So if you are interested, go ahead and look below. It's all detailed below. If you have any questions, you can message me as well at Brittany@livingbeyondasana.com. And I hope to see you in this training. Namaste.